By now you should know how to find square roots of large numbers, small numbers, whatever. You should be able to find square roots of non-perfect squares by rounding and writing in simple triacal form. Today we want to talk about other roots other than square roots. And you go, what do you mean other roots other than square roots? Well, if I had something like this and I had a little 3 in here, that means the cube root of 27. And what that means is what number to the third power would equal 27. Okay? And again, there are a couple of ways you could figure this out. Okay? The easiest and the best way, most probably in my opinion, is guess and check. And you go, oh God, I'd be guessing forever. Not really, not if you use a little bit of an educated guess. Like always start with 10 to the third power, because you can do that without any work. Didn't we learn in 5th grade for powers of 10, it's a 1 with that number of zeros as the same as the exponent? So 10 to the third power is 1,000. So now I know my answer is less than 1,000. Now a little bit more educated guess, look and see if it's odd or even. Because an odd times an odd always equals an odd, and an even times an even always equals a even. So if your problem is odd, your answer is going to be odd. And if your problem is even, your answer has to be even. This is an odd number, so again, it's got to be less than 10, but it has to be odd. So I can go from having 9 guesses to only having 5 guesses. And you can eliminate some of those, like 1, you know it's not 1. Okay, and you can eliminate 5, because 5 times 5 ends with a 5. And if you look at 1,000 and look at 27, there's really only one guess that makes sense, and that's 3. By the way to check it is to find 3 to the third power. 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And sure enough, the cube root of 27 is 3. Please notice it's not 3 times 3 times 3, it's just 3. Because I'm asking what number to the third power equals it. I'm not asking you to write that number to the third power. Now that was a very easy one, and I would hope some of you would have known it was 3 before we even started. But let's look at some that are a little bit harder. How about this one? This one is the 4th root of 2,401. And you say the 4th root, what does that mean? Well, since there's a 4 here, it means what number to the 4th power equals this? What number times itself times itself times itself equals this? And again, use an educated guess. Start with 10 to the 4th power. And again, that would be a 1 with 4 zeros, and you don't have to do any work to figure that out. Then look at your problem. 2,401 is less than 10,000, so it's either 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. It's an odd number, so you can eliminate 8, 6, 4, and 2, and 1. And you can eliminate 5. So really, there's only about 2 answers that would make sense, either 9 or 7. Okay, because this number is pretty big, and 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 will be nowhere near that. So again, now you can take a guess, either 9 or 7. If you decide 9, find out what 9 in 4th power is. 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. Well, 9 times 9 is 81. And 9 times 9 is 81. And if you multiply 81 times 81, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 8 is 8, put a 0. 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 8 is 64, and your answer comes out to be 6,561. So that's incorrect. It's too big. So that means that most probably my answer is 7 to the 4th power. But you don't just say it is, it's always guess and check. You have to check and make sure it is. So see what 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 equals. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 7 is 49. And then if you do 49 times 49, 9 times 9 is 81, carry your 8. 9 times 4 is 36, and 8 is 44. put a 0 here. 4 times 9 is 36, carry a 3. 4 times 4 is 16, and 3 is 19. 1 plus 0 is 1. 4 plus 6 is 10, carry your 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 9 is 14, carry your 1. Ding, ding, ding. The right answer was 7. Because what number to the fourth power equals 2,401? 7. Again, let's do another one. Let's do the square root of 32,768 to the fifth power. And again, that means what number to the fifth power equals 32,768. Use an educated guess. Start with 10 to the fifth power. That would be a 1 with 5 zeros behind it, which is 100,000, which is bigger than this. So my answer is smaller. So it's either 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. It's an even number, so eliminate 9, 7, 5, 3, and 1. And I think you could kind of eliminate 2, because I don't think 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 would be anywhere near 32,000. But now I have a couple of guesses. I'd say it's pretty big, so it's either 6 or 8. And again, if you try 8 to the fifth power, that would be 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 64 times 8, 32 carry your 3 is 51. 512 times 8 is 16, carry your 1, 9, 40. Times 8 is 48, carry your 4, 76, carry your 7, 7, 32. Ding, ding, ding. I got it on my first guess this time. By the way, you always have to be willing to take a guess, and you always have to make sure you check. All right, but you can eliminate your guesses here. One last one. Let's look at this one right here. The square root of I can't find the one that I wanted. I guess it's it's the cube root of 1,331. Now again, if you start with 10 to the third power is a 1 with 3 zeros, this is the first one we've done that's more than 10. And you might say, oh my God, we could go forever with more than 10, because there's infinite numbers more than 10. But I'm not going to give you any problem more than 11 or 12. And to be honest with you, in all my years of working math, in high school, college, graduate school, I never worked with any powers of 12, any two-digit powers bigger than 11 or 12. So anyway, if it's only going to be either 11 or 12, this makes it very easy to make the right guess. It's an odd number, so it must be 11. But always check to make sure. 11 to the third power is 11 times 11 times 11. 11 times 11 is in your times table. You should know what that is without working it out. It's 121. And then you have to do 121 times 11. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1. Put a 0 there. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1. And sure enough, the answer is 1,311. So the cube root of this number right here is 11. But again, guess and check 2 things. Number 1, be willing to take a guess and make sure you check. And number 2, make it an educated guess. With other roots other than square roots, start with the power of 10 and then eliminate from there, whether it's even or odd, what type of guesses you could make. To be honest with you, this seems to be hard, but to be honest, every year, this is something people do really well on. So maybe you can learn how to do a really good educated guess, and that will help you do this, and it'll help you in the future whenever you have to use guess and check.